Gee, I wonder why I'm playing this. This is Antonio Vivaldi's Spring from his Four Seasons masterpiece. Today is March 20th, 2021. It is the first day of spring up here in the Northern Hemisphere. And I thought it was the first day of fall in the Southern Hemisphere, but apparently I think their season started at the beginning of the month, because there's a friend from Australia who said their fall started on March 1st. So, whatever. 1 month to 420 also, and a couple weeks to Easter. So we're moving right along here. So Easter is coming soon. Springtime is here. And I am Dylan Knows, episode 394. Springtime for Dylan. I am presently home alone right now. Just the cat upstairs and my flamingo back there. I was going to do upstairs, but my computer is acting silly again. So I figure I may as well just stay down here. Get this out here. Got another short-ish episode for you this week. We're going to talk about the Oscar nominations that came out this week. We're going to talk about Fortnite's new season. We're talk about my review of Falcon and the Winter Soldier episode 1, which I literally just watched about started watching about an hour ago. So maybe less than that. Yes, it was less than that 2 hours ago because it's an hour-long episode. We'll also be talking about, and probably for the only time because it is relevant to this week, the Snyder cut of Justice League has dropped. We'll talk what people are saying about it. Ace Ventura, Mars, King of the Hill, Dolly Parton, Antimatter, Chesapeake Bay Crabs. Michael Brockers has a very interesting thing going on for them. The NCAA tournament, Thursday Night Football, Russia, more Mars, some death, including a couple big ones. DC, okay, I know what that is. Okay, DC, Venom 2 moves its date. Stargirl Season 2. Bucks County, Nestle Toll House Cream. I should say syrup. Antarctica is actually introduced a bunch of times. The IRS, Cosmic Brownies, New Alpha Flight, COVID vaccinations, unknown microbes, Pokemon, voter fraud, but this time not the non-existent kind that the Republicans talk about, but actual real ones. Doctor Who, Reese's Peanut Butter, Carrots, Pokemon Go, Tom Hiddleston, Seinfeld, Secret Invasion makes some news this week, and a wrestler is going to get into acting. Light Up Swan Pool, floats, some liquor, and chicken tutus, just to name a few things we're going to cover this week. As I said, not a lot going on this week. It is the first day of spring. I am home alone. This week, actually, I should have worn my Hufflepuff stuff because today, March 20th, according to Check Out Day, we have a bunch of actual really interesting holidays coming up. It is obviously the first day of spring, but it is also Alien Abduction Day today. It's Atheist Pride Day, Bibliomania Day, French Language Day, Great American Meat Out Day, Hufflepuff Pride Day. So I'm proud Hufflepuff Pride Day is today. You'd think it would be 420, not 320, but that's besides the point. International Astrology Day, International Day of Happiness, International Day of Nowruz, International Earth Day, International Sports Car Racing Day, Maple Syrup Saturday, National Bach Beer Day, National Corn Dog Day, National Jump Out Day, National Kiss Your Fiance Day, National Native HIV/AIDS Awareness Day, National Quilting Day, National Ravioli Day, Ostara for the Wiccans out there, Play the Recorder Day, Proposal Day, Snowman Burning Day, yeah! Won't You Be My Neighbor Day, World Day of Theater for children and young people, World Sparrow Day, World Storytelling Day, and that is all for today. I used to do this all the time, but I had to pick a bunch of good ones for today. Tomorrow is World Puppetry Day. Slytherin Pride Day is tomorrow. World Down Syndrome Day, Single Parents Day, French Bread Day, Fragrance Day, Flower Day, Crunchy Taco Day, National Common Courtesy Day, California Strawberry Day, Memory Day, International Day of Forests, International Day for the Elimination of Racial Discrimination, and it's Buzzard Day tomorrow, the 21st. So we are moving right along now. So we had a good amount of stuff that happened there. So if you are enjoying that kind of stuff, have fun doing that stuff and keep going with that. Fortnite this week had their new season get released. It is the name of the season is Primal. The map is back to normal for the most part, with no more sand, but these weird spires and weird guardians of different areas you're going to have to take on. We have wild animals now. You have to hunt that hunt you, and you have to hunt and kill as well. You have bows and arrows. You have primal weapons and makeshift weapons, because now you can make your weapons be better by using crafting stuff like they do in Minecraft. They have a new battle pass, which is going to introduce Lara Croft Tomb Raider skin to Fortnite World. DC's Teen Titan Raven is also one of the skins for this season as well. And we have regular Jonesy, who is the main character for the most part for Fortnite, gets his first actual real avatar, because Jonesy's been the character that's been the thread through every Fortnite season. He's had multiple Jonesy skins, but they're not the real one. This is the real one because of the Marvel season where he got sucked into the 0 point and he's still there. He had to make a deal with the devil to keep the 0 point contained, and they're having some issues with trying to keep it contained. It's in the Spire right now, so hopefully that's going to probably lead to what's going to be coming up at the end of the next season. But we just started this season, so my son and I have already got a couple of Victory Royales as a duo. But the best I did was I went second place a couple days ago, where my opponent had 1 life left. So if I would have just shot him one more time before I got shot, I would have won. Alas. But so far, an interesting season. Took a little while to get into it, but I'm starting to really get into it right now. It should be really cool, but the fact is the adding of the animals. You have warthogs, wolves, frogs, and chickens. Chickens you can fly with. You also can be getting a chicken skin, and you also have the chicken wing emote, which is actually kind of funny, which I bought. You had to buy that one. The secret skin is a soccer player named Raymar. I'm not so sure I'm so excited about that. Oh, excuse me, but that's just me. And we've got some other interesting stuff coming up. But yeah, we got some good stuff. Plus, rumors are abounding that dinosaurs are going to be entering the game as well, with a crossover with Jurassic World, because we had that pen come up in the last season. And now it looks like it's coming to fruition. So that'll be pretty cool too. I would love to see a Turok the Dinosaur Hunter skin. I doubt we will see that. I'd also like to see a RoboCop one, but those are just me. And I talked about the Batman Fortnite crossover. That will be connected to the Primal storyline that's going on now. So it's going to be up to date with that. So definitely check out Fortnite now. I am level 43, I think, right now. So going from level 203 to 43 is kind of a letdown, but you know what? That's all right. I'm enjoying myself here. Falcon and the Winter Soldier's first episode dropped on Friday. I finally watched it, as I told you, literally about 2 hours ago. Enjoyed it as I thought I would. It is much different than WandaVision is. It is an hour long and is much more in line with what you expect from an MCU property. In this case, though, they love their setup, and I'm okay with the setup. It was a slowish episode. Started off with a bang with a big fight sequence featuring the Falcon. And I had to swear, I think that's Batroc the Leaper from Winter Soldier. That was involved in that flight as well. We introduce a new friend of Sam's named Torres, who makes an appearance as he's chasing down someone called the Flag Smashers. For comic book fans, you will know who Flag Smashers are. And we also segue over to Bucky, who is trying to get back to his life again. He made a good point. He's seeing a shrink who also fought in war. So she knows what he's going through. And as part of his pardoning, he needs to make 3 things to make amends. He has to hunt down people that he either helped or hurt and make amends to them. And so he's struggling with that. He's struggling with the fact that he put it very succinctly. He said he fought for like 90 straight years and then had a quick break in Wakanda. It got into the next fight, disappeared for 5 more years, came back, got into another fight, lost his best friend, and now is sort of lost in this sea of people. Been ignoring texts from Sam, who actually has been reaching out to him. We also get an appearance by Rhodey himself. Don Cheadle makes a quick appearance in this episode as well, which is good to continue showing the links of all the MCU stuff. They continue to look at the fallout of the blip, which I think is a really great idea as well. And we also get to learn a little bit more about Sam and his family. He has a sister and 2 nephews. And they run a boating, charter, and fishing sort of thing, and their financial ruin due to the blip. And we also learn that the financial stuff with the blip has been changed up due to everybody coming back, and it's not all peaches and cream that everybody's coming back 5 years later, which again goes with what I said, that I believe that when Tony told Bruce, when he did the snap to bring everybody back, to bring him back to this time, I think that was absolutely the worst thing to do. He should have had Bruce bring him back to just after they blipped out and blipped back in, and the world would probably have been a much better place. But Tony was being selfish, and I will die on this hill about this. I think that what Tony did was absolutely terrible, and despite the fact that he sacrificed himself, it still does not change the fact that he fucked up the entire world right now. So I hope we cover that. I actually have an idea for a character. Excuse me. I like to introduce about a lawyer who's being hired to sue people about the blip stuff and do some investigating about it. So I think that'd be kind of a neat thing to cover. So I highly recommend it. Has not really I was expecting a bigger shock ending, because everybody who had seen it said, oh, the ending is a big shocker. Not really. If you've been paying attention to what the series was about, it's really not that big of a shock what happens. What's more of a shock is what he is up to with his elderly Japanese neighbor, which is kind of shocking. And he goes on a date, which is really, really cool. Plus we get, as I said, a little bit more look into Sam's life. And I like this guy, Torres, down the line. So we'll see what happens with that. We get introduced again, as I said, to the Flag Smashers. I believe that was Batroc the Leaper that we saw before the beginning. And there is a good action sequence at the beginning. So it will pick up, y'all. If you've seen the trailers, you know what's going to happen. And I'm anticipating the return of Sharon Carter, which really could, and the return of Baron Zemo as well. That could be a lot of fun too. So, looking forward to that, and I will watch it again because my wife and daughter who watched WandaVision with me are away this weekend and will not be back until tomorrow. And then we're going right down to my in-laws' house for a party, and then coming back. So by the time we get back, they're going to be wiped. They want to go to bed. Plus, it's the beginning of a new work week, so we will probably watch it sometime next week before the second episode comes out on Friday. So there's that, and moving on. The other big thing that came out this week is one that I was not really intending to talk about, but I have been reading some stuff online about it, and I have to put my 2 cents worth in because, hey, this is my show. I can do whatever I want, and I won't have to bring it up ever again after this week. The Snyder cut of Justice League has finally been released on HBO Max. You all know my feelings for it. I believe it is a pretentious piece of shit thing to do. And I believe that Zack Snyder's fans are toxic Comicsgate asswipes, and he's not doing anything to convince me that he's doesn't believe what they're saying. He's actually thanked them in the credits to the Snyder cut, and they are a toxic group. The reviews are exactly what I thought it was. All the people who clamored for it are claiming it is the greatest epic superhero story of all time. Other people I'm surprised about, who I didn't think had any horses in it at all, saying they found it a lot better. But then there was also a whole bunch of people, a few people I was expecting to like it who didn't, who actually are tearing it apart as well. So it's one of those things that it really is a 50-50 sort of split. It really depends on how you think about it. Our overwhelming thing seems to be that it is better than Joss Whedon's cut, but they wish that some of Joss Whedon's stuff that he put in was in this cut, because this cut is way too depressing, dour, too slow motion, too crappy build up, too CGI bullshit. I've been hearing it from all sides about how horrible it is, how great it is, and honestly, I don't give a goddamn thing about it, so I'm not going to even bring it up anymore. And he's so pretentious now that he's releasing a black and white cut of the same exact movie, so you conned into seeing it again, but this time in black and white. Pretentious asshole. So that's all I'm going to say about that. I have no desire to see it, and my favorite way somebody described it is the Dickery League, that everyone becomes a big dick in the movie. So I just found that funny. Winnie the Pooh Winnie the Pooh Frappuccino is available at Starbucks, and people say it tastes like a graham cracker. So that's pretty good. Ace Ventura 3 is in the works with the Sonic the Hedgehog writers, since he had such a good Jim Carrey had a good experience with that. He's got them to do Ace Ventura 3. King of the Hill reboot is in the works right now. Should be really revival is a proper term for that. Mars Perseverance. This is the first Mars story I'm going to talk about. Actually, I'll do a bunch of them since they're all right here, and then we'll get to the Oscars. The Mars Perseverance helicopter is set to be released in early April to go explore where no robot helicopter has before, in a event that has never happened before in NASA's career. And I, for one, am dying to see the footage from the helicopter. I would love to see what this looks like, because to be flying over Mars at a further pace than Perseverance is, getting it from a different angle, and it would be really cool to see that and give you the actual idea of actually how deep these canyons are. Mars is rife with canyons, and we don't really get a general idea of it because we only see stuff from way up high from the satellites orbiting Mars, or we don't really get a good position of it from on the ground because the rovers can't get that sort of perspective without falling to its death. So this should be really interesting to see that. That's what I'm really looking forward to see what these canyons look like, to see it can cover more land, to see if there's going to be some more interesting things down the road than we're expecting. So I think that's pretty cool. Mars is continually pretty interesting. Also, Perseverance has filmed its first ever Mars dust storm. We know that they're all over the place, and it filmed its first one. It was a small one, so nothing to worry about, nothing that's going to shut down the mission. They just want to get a picture of it. They also filmed itself rolling along the Mars surface, so you can hear the sound of the rover on Mars. So it just sounds like a little car, driving on Mars. So that's pretty cool. Mars dust storms, I said, they are a regular occurrence on Mars. Perseverance just took a picture of one this week. But Mars dust storms cause mysterious zodiacal lights that appear on Earth. Not the aurora borealis that we see all the time. That's due to the sun's particles hitting our atmosphere. This is, I guess, more of a strange lights that appear around or make the zodiac constellation seem a bit brighter. I think I know what they're talking about. I didn't really go into much detail about that, but I think I know what they're talking about. And scientists also believe that if you dig down deep past the crust of Mars, you will actually hit an ocean world. They believe that Mars at one time might have had oceans and rivers and lakes. We've seen the canyons. We've seen the proof that it's had water, but it's all gone now due to the change in atmosphere, other stuff as well. But they believe that it's taken time to do that, and once it gets down to a certain point, it's not going to be able to suck the water out. So they believe that these oceans and rivers, stuff like that, may still be underneath the crust and just need a little bit of a breakthrough to get it to seep out. So that could be an interesting thing to look into as well in the future. Real quick before I was going to talk about the Academy Awards, I wanted to hit a few more things real quick. As I said, today is Alien Abduction Day. There was a poll that went out this week, I think science.com or something like that, that said, which celebrity would you like to have lead the world against an alien invasion? The winner is Arnold Schwarzenegger, with Will Smith as a close second. So that's a pretty good idea. Aliens, the movie Aliens that Ridley Scott did and James Cameron did as well, have Easter eggs now that are sold at Walmart, and inside them are actual plastic xenomorphs. So if you have someone who is a Aliens fan, go ahead and get them some of these toy alien eggs for Easter. It might be pretty cool looking. The Simpsons are hitting a milestone tomorrow. They're releasing their 700th episode. That's not a typo. The Simpsons have 700 episodes. 700 episodes. I don't think there's any show, with the exception of maybe soap operas or news shows that have been around forever, that have that many shows. 700 shows. So congratulations to the Simpsons on that one. For St. Patrick's Day, this past Wednesday was St. Patrick's Day. Ryan Reynolds decided it was time for him to watch Green Lantern, which he starred in. I don't think he's ever watched it since he filmed it, maybe at the premiere, I guess, but he hasn't watched it since. And he live tweeted it while also giving, recipes to use his gin for specific drinks. So it's actually, if you can find his Twitter page, Twitter handle, and read his tweets from back on Wednesday about the film, it's actually very clever. Matthew McConaughey's first appeared in Dazed and Confused, but his claim to fame did not hit until he starred in Joel Schumacher's adaptation of John Grisham's first book, A Time to Kill, which sent Matthew McConaughey into orbit and made him the star that he is today. I guess Matthew McConaughey is one of those guys that doesn't forget his past, because for those who may or may not know, John Grisham has released a sequel to A Time to Kill that came out in 2020. And HBO or somebody, probably HBO, I would assume, has decided they're going to make a television adaptation of the book A Time for Mercy. And Matthew McConaughey said, yeah, you know what? I'm here. I'm still here. I'm still an actor. I played him before, so I think it's only right for me to play him again. And they're like, fuck yeah, you're going to play him again. So Matthew McConaughey has signed on to play the same character he played in A Time to Kill in the sequel, Time for Mercy, which I think is a really cool idea. Tony Hawk, one of the absolutely nicest and coolest guys in the whole world, is finally retiring from professional skateboarding at the age of 48, which is my age. I got to wish him well, because he is one of the good guys, not a bad guy at all. For everything I've heard from him is that he's actually a really cool guy, and and he deserves everything he gets. Dolly Parton, who is a queen. She's done amazing stuff and has come back into prominence last year with her help in getting the COVID vaccine up and running, and doing other stuff as well to get people to vote and stuff like that. She's been a phenomenal joy. She has inspired an ice cream flavor coming soon that benefits the Inquisitor Library. I don't know much about that, but that is an actual library. So good for her. All right, y'all. This week also, Monday, was the Academy Awards. I am going to read the nominees real quick. The actual event does not come until April 25th, so we got a little bit over a month to see it. So let us get the full list of 2021 Oscar nominations. All right. Best Picture. The nominees are The Father, Judas and the Black Messiah, Mank, Minari, Nomadland, Promising Young Woman, Sound of Metal, and The Trial of Chicago 7. Best Directing. The nominees are Thomas Vinterberg for Another Round, David Fincher for Mank, Lee Isaac Chung for Minari, Chloe Zhao for Nomadland, Emerald Fennell for Promising Young Woman. Best Actress in a Leading Role, Viola Davis in Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, Andra Day, from the United States versus Billie Holiday, Vanessa Kirby, Pieces of a Woman, Frances McDormand, Nomadland, and Carey Mulligan, Promising Young Woman. Best Actor in a Leading Role, their nominees are Riz Ahmed for Sound of Metal, Chadwick Boseman, Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, Anthony Hopkins, The Father, Gary Oldman for Mank, and Stephen Yeun for Minari. Stephen Yeun has become the first ever Asian actor to ever be nominated for Best Actor, and that is a crime. Plus, you get Chadwick Boseman getting a posthumous nomination as well. Best Actress in a Supporting Role, the nominees are Maria Bakalova for Borat, subsequent movie film, Glenn Close for Hillbilly Elegy, which should be hers to win because they need to give Glenn. It might be one of those where they just give it to her because they failed on other occasions to give it to her when she deserved it. Olivia Colman for The Father, Amanda Seyfried for Mank, and Yoo Jung-yoon for Minari. Best Actor in a Supporting Role, Sacha Baron Cohen, The Trial of Chicago 7, Daniel Kaluuya, Judas and the Black Messiah, who Daniel Kaluuya has been nominated, I think, last few years periodically. Leslie Odom Jr. for One Night in Miami, Paul Raci, Sound of Metal, and Lakeith Stanfield for Judas and the Black Messiah, which I think opens up Leslie Odom Jr. to be the winner on that one. But I'm not making the pick. That'll come in about a month. Best Original Screenplay, the nominees are Judas and the Black Messiah, Minari, Promising Young Woman, Sound of Metal, The Trial of Chicago 7. I think I know who's going to win that one, but I'm not going to say again. You have to wait. Best Adapted Screenplay, Borat, subsequent movie film, The Father, Nomadland, One Night in Miami, The White Tiger. Best Cinematography, the nominees are Judas and the Black Messiah, Mank, News of the World, Nomadland, Trial of the Chicago 7. Best Film Editing, the nominees are The Father, Nomadland, Woman, Sound of Metal, The Trial of Chicago 7. Best Animated Feature Film, Onward, Over the Moon, a Shaun the Sheep movie, Farmageddon, Soul, Wolfwalkers. Best Animated Short Film, Burrow, Genius Loki, If Anything Happens, I Love You, Opera, Yes People. Best Live Action Short Film, Feeling Through, The Letter Room, The Present, Two Distant Strangers, White Eye. Best International Feature Film, Another Round, Better Days, Collective, The Man Who Sold His Skin, Quo Vadis, Ada. Best Documentary Feature, Collective, Crip Camp, The Mole Agent, My Octopus Teacher, Time. Best Documentary Short Subject, Colette, A Concerto is a Conversation, Do Not Split, Hunger Word, A Love Song for Latasha. Best Original Score, Da Five Bloods, Mank, Minari, New the World, and Soul. Best Original Song for You from Judas and the Black Messiah, Hear My Voice from that Trial of Chicago 7. Husavik, Eurovision Song Contest, The Story of Fox Saga. Low C, Scene, The Life Ahead, and Speak Now, One Night in Miami. Best Sound, the nominees are Greyhound, Mank, News of the World, Soul, Sound of Metal. Best Costume Design, the nominees are Emma, Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, Mank, Mulan, and Pinocchio. Best Makeup and Hairstyling, Emma, Billy Elegy, Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, Mank, Pinocchio. Best Production Design nominees are The Father, Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, Mank, News of the World, and Tenet. And finally, Best Visual Effects, Love and Monsters, The Midnight Sky, Mulan, The One and Only Ivan, and Tenet. So, there have been some shocking snubs, and some surprises. Excuse me a second. So there's that. So we'll find out who I pick. You've already heard a few of what I thought I was going to pick. Could change within a month, but we'll see. We'll do my research and we'll find out what's going on with that. See what everybody else is saying and make my decision then. But yes, I will be doing my Oscar nominee or my Oscar picks show again, either on the 25th or the 24th of April. And I'll also be doing another episode of this show as well during that weekend. So busy weekend that weekend. So, and then after that, on April 27th, I can get the vaccine because Maryland is opening it up for everyone 16 and above on April 27th. So very good. So there's your Oscar nominations for 2021 in a very weird year. You can make wine in the Instant Pot. The Instant Pot is one of the hottest new gadgets out there. Apparently there is now a recipe, out there that you can get to create wine in your Instant Pot. A monster antimatter particle slams into Antarctica. Again, it's antimatter, so you didn't see it. It didn't cause any damage or issues, but it was enough to set off some alarms and get people's attention. We've got some other Antarctica stories coming up in the rest of the show. A museum has to move a wax figure of that asshole who used to be president, that terrorist who used to be president, Donald Trump, because people kept punching it in the face, which I think is awesome. So it is now stuck in storage, never to be displayed again. So very, very good. Very nice. Russia's only woman cosmonaut has inspired a Barbie doll. So that's pretty cool to see that as well. A Canadian lawsuit accused Netflix's animated kid show Bigfoot's Family to peddling lies about gas and oil companies. Yeah, see that show and see if it's true or not. Because if it is, awesome. Thursday Night Football, which is the bane of a lot of football fans' existence, has been on NFL Network since forever. Well, apparently that's not going to be a big deal anymore because Amazon Prime has decided that they want to be the only provider for Thursday Night Football. So they bought rights to show Thursday Night Football starting this season. A lot of people aren't happy about that because that means that they can't watch their Thursday Night Football because a lot of people don't have Amazon Prime and don't want to get Amazon Prime. I'm sure there's going to have some sort of bargaining or reasoning for people who don't have it for them to be able to access it. I don't think the NFL would just say, yeah, go ahead. You can just let them watch that because their ratings would tank because not everybody who's a football fan has Amazon Prime. I do, but I like watching Thursday Night Football unless my team is on it anyway. So in the end, it doesn't really matter. Well, I already did that one. Oh, here's another Antarctica story. I'm sorry about that. I should have done that with the other one. 11 babies have been born in Antarctica, I think, since they started counting the 60s or 70s. So 11 babies have been born in Antarctica, and 0 have died, making Antarctica have a 100% infant mortality rate, which is absolutely insane. Granted, it's only 11 babies, but still, it's 11 babies on Antarctica. So just think if you're that kid and you were born on Antarctica, it must be pretty cool. You go back to whatever country you're from and you're in school. It's like, yeah, I was news again. You know those community chest cards and chance cards where you get money or get money taken away from you, and they have such weird things like, win second prize in a beauty contest or something about bearer bonds or stuff that was something big that happened when Monopoly first came out. Well, now you kind of need a refreshing because beauty contests aren't really a thing anymore. And some of these bail bonds or whatever stuff that they talk about aren't really things anymore. So Monopoly said, we need to update the chance and community chest cards for more modern era stuff. So they have a poll or something like that up on their main, I think, website where you can vote for what the prizes and what can be put on the new batch of community chest and chance. I think that's a good idea to freshen up the game a little bit. The fact that it's based on Atlantic City is a shithole now. It's kind of funny, but I don't think you're going to change anything about that because it's kind of neat to have, that's a classic part of it. And plus, every other there's a Monopoly for every goddamn thing. So if you don't want to play original Monopoly, you can do whatever you want. They got ones for Baltimore and San Francisco and Chicago and stuff like that. So you can play that version if you prefer. Sour Patch Kids bath bombs are now available at Aldi to make yourself smell like a Sour Patch Kid. Okay. Bailey's has a new colada flavor just in time for summertime. So if you want some Bailey's, they do some good, liqueurs or whatever. Now you have a colada liqueur. Taste that up. I think I mentioned this last week, but I'm bringing it up again. Absolute Vodka also has a watermelon flavor coming out for this summer. Also, cinnamon roll flavored Fireball shots are a thing now. So that might be something interesting for you to try down the line as well. Oh, I think I'm just going to, so I know what that is. Okay. So we got that. Friend of the show, Mr. Mike Belinsky, Pagan, who used to do Snark Alex Radio, and I've done a bunch of shows with him on my show here on Dylan Knows. And the 7+ years I've been doing this show, he's appeared on the show multiple amounts of times. Last time was our classic Showgirls review from about 2 years ago. Absolute classic, and you should check it out, really. Anyway, before he became a Snark Alec and became a friend of the show, Mike had created a movie series called, I think it's Dr. Bong or Evil Bong or something like that. Oh, whoops, I was looking at the wrong thing. Where's my Mike Belinsky thing? Ooh, I was looking at the wrong. I thought it was something else. Where are you, Mike Belinsky? Anyway, I'll find it eventually. But he has a new movie coming out that's a spin-off of his Evil Bong series, and it's called Ginger or Weed Bread Man. Ginger Weed Man. Stoner humor comedy. Mike Belinsky creative. Evil Bong gets a spinoff, so it is Evil Bong. So, friend of the show, Mike Belinsky's Evil Bong series finally gets a spinoff called Ginger Weed Man. So, good for you, Mr. Mike. Always a pleasure to talk you up a little bit because you're my buddy. So good on you. Michael Brockers, instead, he is a player who played for the Los Angeles Rams. And this is a pretty funny story, actually. So he's a player on the Los Angeles Rams. This offseason, the Los Angeles Rams and the Detroit Lions switch quarterbacks. Jared Goff, quarterback of the Los Angeles Rams, has gone to Detroit in exchange for Detroit's quarterback, Matthew Stafford, who will now be quarterback for the LA Rams. Now, when that was announced, Michael Brockers called the switch from Goff to Stafford a leg up or a level up, means that that Stafford's a better quarterback than Goff, and he is excited to be able to play with Matthew Stafford, who is better than Jared Goff. But because this is the NFL and they don't really know the meaning of the word irony, and this is just a funny story in general, Michael Brockers, a few weeks later, after the trade came down, he said that stuff, learned that he had been traded to the Detroit Lions, where he will be reteaming with Jared Goff, who he just called a terrible quarterback in public. I'm sorry, that's just a funny story. It really is. And it's very ironic as well. One of the proud things about being a Marylander is our Maryland blue crabs. They are a huge delicacy for us during the summer. They make the best crab cakes in the universe, and they are native to the Chesapeake Bay area that Maryland is surrounding by, or surrounds. Well, guess what happened just in time for St. Patrick's Day? A Maryland blue crab has been spotted off the coast of Ireland. And no one really understands how a crab has been able to traverse the entirety of the Atlantic Ocean to go from the Chesapeake Bay to the coast of Ireland. So that's kind of a interesting story with a local little bent to it. But I personally, he probably just wanted to go to Ireland to celebrate St. Pat's Day. Why not? Some deaths this week, not a lot, which I guess is good, but some interesting ones. Yasuo Atsuka, who is an influential Japanese animator and mentor, died this week at the age of 89. Actor Yaphet Kotto, known for Alien, The Running Man. He was a Bond villain. He was Alonzo Mosley, FBI, Midnight Run, and also was one of the main characters in the local TV show, which I had a extra part on twice, Homicide. He was on Homicide. Never got to work with him, but he was a member of Homicide for the longest time. And finally, the Amityville horror killer, Ronald Defeo Jr., died at the age of 69. He's the one that claims to have been possessed by spirits in the house, and he ended up killing his entire family and has, set the Amityville horrors, scary urban legend, whatever. If you were a ghost story, if you believe it, into motion that way. Side note real quick, I remember reading a book about the Amityville horror back when I was a teenager, 14, 15 years old, I guess. And I will never forget one night I was just so freaking scared that I leapt into my parents' bed. Now, my parents were separated this time, so it was just my dad this time. So I ended up sharing a bed with my dad because I was scared after reading this book at the age of 14 or 15. That's one thing I'm never going to forget, and it was the Amityville horror. So don't know what made me read that, but here we are. DC not only had that Snyder thing come out, but they've also got a bunch of other stuff in the works right now, one of which is they are going to be developing an Hourman movie. Hourman is a very interesting character. Depends on which version of it you're going to do. But the first Hourman character was a character that created a pill that he took that gave him superpowers and strength, stuff like that, but only for an hour. And you can make a case that eventually he became addicted to them and pills, stuff like that. He also then created a robot, or a robot was created that something happened every hour or whatever. I forget what it was, but it was connected to Hourman that ended. It was a good series like that. Well, they are developing a Hourman movie, which is good, I guess, because that's what DC needs to do, is to expand their cinematic universe. They need to deal with other characters that aren't named Superman, Batman, or Wonder Woman. They need to expand it to other characters. So this is a good start. This is a good sign, and hopefully they're going to start getting themselves right. And who knows? It might be an interesting one, depending on how it works and who they get cast, stuff like that. Now, CW is still a good spot for DC stuff. It has a brand new series called Naomi, based on Brian Michael Bendis' book, which was actually really, really good. They are doing a TV series of it, and they have cast Naomi. Actress Casey Walful will be in the title role, so that's good. So they'll be, I'm assuming that's going to pop up probably in the fall, since they just cast her now. And Stargirl got a season 2 pickup, and she's got herself quite the villain for the season in Eclipso, which is a great villain. And they showed a picture of the actor who's playing Eclipso, and they goddamn nailed the character. So TV is still where DC has its strength. So good on you guys, and we'll see what happens. On the other spectrum, Venom 2, which was due to come out this summer, has now been shifted to September. Again, just in case COVID stuff still keeps people out of movie theaters in May and June during the summer, despite the fact that the vaccine should be available for everybody by May 1st. Still going to be, a lot of people are still going to be leery about going to movie theaters. So Venom 2 has decided, let's shift it a little bit closer to Halloween. It's a bit more of a horror-esque sort of series anyway, so why not? Let's do that. So good on that. Now, they've been Marvel's been pushing and pushing and pushing. Black Widow will come out the first weekend in May to get us back to normal. They keep doing it and screaming and yelling and yelling and yelling. Now they've turned around and said, well, it could be a last-minute decision to see what happens. They want to get it into movie theaters. It will be released this year. They want it to be in movie theaters to get people to go back to movie theaters, to get to that whole experience, to get things back to normal after COVID. And again, it's like the week that everyone's supposed to be vaccinated by. Of course, not everybody's going to, or not everybody's going to be able to get a chance to do it before then, but they want to, and it's always the beginning of a summer movie season. So they just want to do that. But they are now leaving things open until, while they're there saying, nope, it's coming out in theaters on this date. Now they're like, we'll see what happens. If it still seems a bit hinky, we will probably release it on Disney Plus as part of the $29.99 series that they did with Reina, The Last Dragon, and Milan. It would make sense. I'd pay the $30 just to watch Black Widow. I would do that in a second, more than I would watch Milan or Reina, The Last Dragon, I'll tell you that much. So we'll see if that comes to fruition as well. On Sci-Fi, Resident Alien has been renewed for a second season, so good on that. Timothy Olyphant, his character of Raylan Givens from Justified, may be getting a new series as well. Demon Slayer, the most profitable movie in Japanese history, is finally making its way over to American movie theaters. And after the MPAA had a look at it, they just decreed that Demon Slayer is going to be a rated R cartoon when it gets released in the United States. So I don't know if there's ever been a rated R cartoon that might have been released in the States. I think Heavy Metal was released in movie theaters, and that probably was the closest to rated R, if that. So we got that coming up. Okay. I know what that is. Okay. The IRS has pushed the tax deadline, from April 15th to May 15th. So that gives you an extra month to get your taxes in. That's good. That's brilliant. Toys R Us. Their new ownership group has said, we plan to reopen our stores in late 2021, just in time for Christmas. Probably before then, but they claim that they're going to be reopening stores before the end of 2021. So keep your eye out for that. Toys R Us may be making its way back into the world. Speaking of Disney Plus, Disney Plus has Star Wars, and finally some more Star Wars material is going to be brought to Disney Plus, including the original Star Wars Holiday Special will be available on Disney Plus very soon, as will be all of the made-for-television Ewok movies, which is going to be another interesting aspect as well. And yes, one more. The original Clone Wars cartoon by Getty something or other, which is actually a pretty good series, will also be released through Disney Plus as well. So a lot of Star Wars new material coming up there. Easter is coming up in a couple weeks now. I think next Sunday is Palm Sunday, so that makes it 2 weeks. 2 weeks from now should be Easter. And just in time, IKEA is selling a chocolate bunny that you have to put together. Yes, that's not the Onion. That is a real, actual thing. So, okay. Okay. New York man is convicted of selling sharks from his swimming pool online. He had a bunch of sharks in his swimming pool. He was selling them online, and now he's been convicted of that because you can't be selling sharks like that way. Antarctica's back here in the story. Antarctica's seafloor has finally been exposed after 50 years of ice cover. That's due to climate change. That's not a good thing. But the fact is, you'll now be able to see what the floor of the ocean looks like in Antarctica. Fried pickles and ranch Lay's chips. Blech. It's coming out. Ugh, disgusting. I hate pickles. Considering my nickname was Dill Pickles, yeah, it's kind of interesting. Also, where's the other pickle story I have? I think it's on this page. Amazon is selling, they're selling pickle juice, gallons of pickle juice online. So if you want a gallon of pickle juice, you can go to Amazon and order it your goddamn self. Pepsi Mango is going to be a permanent soda now out in grocery stores and everywhere like that. Mango, lime, and blueberry Pepsi were released in the smaller cans way back in 2019. The lime one is absolutely phenomenal, and I'm so disappointed that it did not get picked for permanent status because it is absolutely amazing. The mango one I never had, and to be honest, a mango soda just doesn't sound very good to me. Now, coffee soda, that's what I'm having right now, actually not too bad. All right. A sacred Dakota peace pipe sells for $40,000, and the buyer gives it back to the Indian tribe that it came from. So that's a nice little deal right there. Nestle Toll House Cookies has released 2 ice cream syrups that taste like their cookies. One is a chocolate chip cookie flavored ice cream syrup. The other is a pecan turtle delight cookie syrup as well. So if you like that kind of stuff on your ice cream, you can now do that as well. Did my not really monthly, but my periodic visit to Yankee Candle. I need to get more stuff for my plug-in scents, and of course, I always like to see what the new monthly candles are. So when I went to the Yankee Candle up the street there in Westminster more recently, I came across a bunch of returning favorites, which I loved, including Vineyard, which was one of my I think, probably my first Yankee Candle I ever bought. It's now back. Beautiful Day was a good one as well. And there's Rainforest, which I really, really like. I've got burning right now. Actually, not right now because I'm not up there and I'm the only one home besides the cat. So I don't have it burning, but I've had it burning for most of this week. And it's not too bad. It's actually really, really nice. So we had that one. And I got an Easter one that's very strawberry scented. I got the Vineyard one. And they also released the other Vineyard one, which is like Vineyard Oak, something like that, which is a good one I like as well. I didn't get that one because there was one other one I really, really like. Oh, it was like Midnight, which I don't remember, but scent is intoxicating and I love it. So I'm very happy that I got that. So I go up and I buy my stuff. And while I'm waiting, I'm looking at the cash wrap while they're bringing me up. And they have Yankee Candle hand sanitizer. Now, it makes perfect sense. Hand sanitizer is the big thing now, COVID-19, so on and so forth. But this hand sanitizer smells like their candles. And it is the coolest idea I've ever heard of before. And I almost said, ooh, I want to buy some of those. I didn't, but I wanted to. They come in Beach Walk, Lemon Lavender, Pink. I think it's fresh thing, something like that. So those 3 flavors, and I think that's pretty cool. That is really cool. Tuscan Vineyard was the one that I liked. Beautiful Day, which I really smelled was a good one as well. And then these ones I didn't get a really good picture of, so I think I'm going to delete that picture off. Because it really doesn't help me in any way. So brilliant. So there's that. Let me get this fixed real quick. Okay. Boom. I should probably do a download. Maybe that'll help. Anywho, so I thought that was really cool. So next time you're in Yankee Candle, go check out the hand sanitizer. It's going to be at the cash wrap, and the fact that it smells like their candles is really, really cool too. Baskin Robbins is offering an ice cream pizza with a cookie and brownie crust now for pizza delivery. It's not delivery, it's Baskin Robbins. So that's pretty cool. St. Patrick's Day was on Wednesday, and of course, New York, you're always going to find weird stuff in the subway areas. Well, the people who are down in the subway waiting for the subways to show up, you're going to see all kinds of weird things. About a year or so ago, we had the dude who was dressed up like a mouse, giant mouse roaming the subway area and freaking people out and going after pizza slices and stuff like that. So that's kind of weird. Well, Wednesday being St. Patrick's Day, someone got a videotape of a little person, midget, whatever you want to call them, dressed as a leprechaun, running with a pot of gold through the subway system, followed by a drunk or homeless man going after him. It was absolutely funny. You got to love that kind of stuff. Cosmic Brownie cereal. Cosmic Brownies are delicious treats. Now you're going to have a cereal, which we'll see about that. We'll see what happens. Cowboy Bebop, the live action series that's been supposedly been going on for been filming over for a year, was due to the fact that the main star of it, I can't think of his name right now, he was in American Pie in the new Star Trek movie. He hurt himself doing a stunt and had shut down the filming till he got better, but he's better. He got back to filming, and then COVID hit, obviously, so they had to delay it a little bit more. But they finally, here in March of 2021, have finished filming Cowboy Bebop, and it started filming back in January of 2020, I believe. So we are finally going to see the live action Cowboy Bebop probably by end of the year, if not into 2022, but we should see it sooner than later. Pokemon is everywhere. So how about on sunscreen now? You can now get your Pokemon sunscreen. So why not? Good times to get an animated reboot at Netflix. Again, why not? It's a good idea. The new Alpha Flight that has been prevalent in the Immortal Hulk comic is now going to be getting its own Marvel comic again. So fantastic for that. Zoo is vaccinating apes against COVID-19 because they are our closest relative, and they would probably be affected similarly to how humans would be if they got COVID, which they absolutely could get COVID, and then they don't know how it would affect other animals, so they want to keep those animals safe as well, so they are vaccinating the apes. An unknown microbe was discovered on the exterior of the International Space Station, and that's how every alien invasion movie, for the most part, starts. So that's kind of interesting. Now we're going to get into some crazy shit. A Bucks County woman creates a deep fake video to embarrass rivals for her daughter's cheerleading squad. So basically, she used a deep fake technique where you can put somebody's face on the body of other things, and that's dangerous in and of itself, and release it to look like that person is doing illegal stuff. So this woman, to get her daughter to become the head cheerleader, went after the parents of the other cheerleaders in the group and did these deep fake videos, having them do things that the school board would be like, whoa, wait a second, what are you doing here? We can't have that happen. Your children cannot participate in activities, so that her daughter can become the head cheerleader. People are stupid. An assistant principal was accused of voter fraud at a homecoming court in high school. What the fuck, man? What the fuck is wrong with this world when an assistant principal does voter fraud for a homecoming court? What the fuck is going on? Don't know. Holy fuck. Jesus. Fucked up, man. Here's another thing that's fucked up. A new baby name is so horrible that the nurse who heard it had to call child services until the woman was embarrassed enough to change it to something a bit more normal. The name they had chosen was Monster Galileo. Monster Galileo for the name of a baby. What the fuck is wrong with people, man? Jesus, God. Whew. Finally, on the last page here, we're about an hour in. This should be very quick and over with all of a sudden. Drew Brees, quarterback for the New Orleans Saints, has finally announced his retirement. He will be retiring after 20 years of service to the NFL to join NBC Sports as an analyst. So good on him. The History Channel will be developing an 8-hour documentary series about Star Trek. That's a really cool idea. I don't think it's really history, but oh well. Speaking of Star Trek, new classic Star Trek Funko Pops will be being released very soon. And speaking of Funko Pops, Seinfeld is finally getting the Funko Pop business. They are getting a ton of Funko Pops because, hey, it's Seinfeld. Everybody loves Seinfeld. Not everybody. But there are tons of Seinfeld Pops that are going to be due to come out very shortly, as well as these little mini things that they're working on right now, which are mini Pops that can move around in like dioramas of places from the show. Jerry's apartment, Kramer's apartment, the cafe, hell, maybe even Yankee Stadium, George's office there, anywhere that the Soup Nazi's kitchen, stuff like that. So for all you Seinfeld fans, you're in luck. They will be getting their own Pops coming very soon. Doctor Who Bear from Build-A-Bear is your newest bear right now. It looks like the 10th Doctor, but if you like the 10th Doctor and get yourself a Doctor Who Bear, you now can get it at Build-A-Bear. Pringles will be releasing a fried onion ring flavor. I'm not sure if I'm the biggest fan about that, but if anybody else is, go for it, man. Taco Bell will be releasing wild strawberry lemonade frozen drinks this summer, so that'll be good for them. Fruity peach refresher from Starbucks, fuzzy peach refresher from Starbucks will also be coming out this summer for your summer drink qualities. Ice cream, I talked about Dolly Parton getting ice cream. Guess what else is getting ice cream? Pop culture is. Caddyshack, A Christmas Story, Friends, and The Goonies are all going to be getting their own ice cream, specialized ice cream flavors. Don't know what they're going to taste like, where they're going to be sold at or whatever, but they will be getting their own. Auntie Anne is giving away buckets of pretzels in time for NCAA tournament time. I don't know how they're going to be giving away, but they're little pretzel bites, so you can take the bucket and watch your NCAA tournament, which is wrapping up its second day here. And so far, there's only really been one major shocker, and that was number 2 Ohio State losing to a number 15 seed Oral Roberts. Gonzaga, number 1 seed, is absolutely demolishing Norfolk State. Number 11 UCLA is destroying BYU, and Texas and ACU, which is the last game of the night, is just starting right now. Number 13 Ohio beat number 4 Virginia. That's another big one. Number 10 Maryland, woohoo, beat number 7 Connecticut this week as well. But other than that, nothing really surprising after the Oral Roberts Ohio State thing. Pretty much everything else lined up where people were expecting it to. So tomorrow we'll get a bunch more games, the second round stuff, and should be interesting to check out. Yep, number 10 Maryland will be playing number 2 Alabama, so that'll be an interesting game on Monday, March 22nd. So your NCAA tournament is ongoing right now through Monday, so go ahead out to Auntie Anne's, somehow get yourself a free bucket of pretzel bites. Man replaces wheels on his bike with circular saws to ride on a frozen lake. That shows initiative, and I think that's absolutely brilliant. So actually great. Light up swan pool floats for night swimming fun is now going to be available too. So you can go, hell, you can go naked and float around on your light up swan things. Do a little night swimming. You know what I'm saying? Shaquille O'Neal. Now, again, Alien Abduction Day is today. Shaquille O'Neal films a mystery light that opened up in front of his car from the sky. It's a weird picture of a blue light just going boom right down in front of his car. So Shaquille O'Neal joins a couple of other sports people. There was someone else, I forget who it was. The quarterback for the Browns. I forget his name right now. He does those funny commercials. God damn it, it's going to drive me absolutely crazy. And they're in my division. I should know who this is. Cleveland Browns. Baker Mayfield, that's what it. Baker Mayfield also had him and his wife or girlfriend or whatever also spied Strange Lights, and now Shaquille O'Neal has spied them as well. Speaking of alien abduction stuff and Marvel, Marvel's new series Secret Invasion, which is in the pre-production stage right now, will not probably start filming until later this year for release either late next year or something like that, starring Samuel L. Jackson and Ben something or other who played the Skrull from Captain Marvel, will be joined by Kingsley Ben-Adir as the villain of Secret Invasion, whoever that may be. So they've cast their villain and we're good. Speaking of that, Loki himself, Tom Hiddleston, is stepping out of his Loki persona and joining another TV show. He's done filming Loki right now, so he has every right to do it right now. Even before, if there's a second season coming, we'll see. But right now, Tom Hiddleston has joined Claire Danes in the Apple TV series, The Essex Serpent. Don't know what that's about, but he is doing another TV show, so good on him. Stephen Yeun, who, as I said, became the first Asian American in history to get a Best Actor nominee, has signed on with Ali Wong to star in and produced a 10-episode series from film company A24. So that's a pretty good thing as well. Construction developers discover a dragon skeleton in Phoenix, Arizona. I don't know how true that is, but it made a story, so I figured I'd bring it up there. Ree Drummond, the pioneer woman who also wrote kids books about her dog and has a TV show and writes cookbooks in a magazine, about the pioneer woman living out in like Montana and stuff like that and doing stuff like that. Well, her husband, a cowboy, was in an accident and he broke his neck and has been in the hospital, but now he's back home again. So that's a good sign. That means that he's getting better. So prayers go out to him. Reese's peanut butter eggs are huge. They're the best thing that Reese's peanut butter cups do. They're better than Reese's peanut butter cups because they're bigger and have more chocolate peanut buttery flavor. Well, Easter is that time, so I've been eating them like there's no tomorrow, but I have not seen these. They have a new release out now, Reese's peanut butter carrots. So now they're carrots. And eggs, join the eggs for Easter. I haven't seen one yet, but it should be interesting to see what that one tastes like as well, but it looks like a carrot. So that's good on that. The notorious Ruth Bader Ginsburg will be getting her own wine. So that's good on that. As I said this week, Fortnite had its new season. Pokemon Go also released their new spring loading screen with some surprising things on it, one of which was legendary Pokemon Xerneas made an appearance. And in the shadows of a waterfall appears to be Sylveon, the last Eevee evolution that we're waiting for on the Pokemon Go game. And with those being in the spring loading screen, it usually means that from now till summer, sometime in the next few months, we're going to be getting Xerneas in raid battles probably, and a way to get Sylveon as well. So for Pokemon Go fans, it's a good time to get started. They're finishing up the Charge Up event, and it's going to lead right into the weather event that's going on this week. So continue on with that. The WWE Charlotte Flavo will be starring in a Walking Tall remake. Walking Tall is one of these weird 70s sort of Billy Joe Bob sort of Southern Justice sort of things. She's been cast in a new version of that. That's kind of interesting. And now the final story for this week's episode of Springtime for Dylan. Episode 394, Dylan Knows. Chicken tutus. That's right. Chickens are a big deal all over the world right now. And they keep getting more and more things for chicken. How about a chicken tutu now? And that's it. So that's it for tonight's episode of Dylan Knows 394. Next weekend is my sister's birthday. It is Palm Sunday. And other than that, unlike this past week, there's really not going to be a lot going on. I mean, the continuing adventures of the NCAA tournament, second chapter of Falcon and the Winter Soldier. But other than that, nothing huge or big, no holidays, nothing amazing. Maryland Day is coming up on the 25th of March, but that's just for Marylanders. As I said, my sister's birthday is coming up on the 27th. Palm Sunday is coming up. But other than that, this is going to be just another dull and boring week. So probably have another short episode next weekend. So thanks for watching. Glad it was a nice short one. I had no technical issues. And now I'm going away because I'm tired and I'm alone and quiet and I need somebody. Please help. No, I'm okay, really. I got my damn cat. She's going to keep me up all night anyway. Anyway, it's time for me to go. Bye, everybody. See you soon.